Tonight it's a battle between David versus Goliath on the court. There's no slingshot, and the only smooth stones in play will be the rock, otherwise known as the basketball. But the 1-6 Essexville Garber Dukes will look to write a similar underdog story, traveling to take on the heavily favored 5-1 Oilers of Mount Pleasant. Welcome to the Hardwood, everyone. It's boys high school hoops on a Tuesday night. It's two diminutive teams that rely on shooting behind the arc, two coaches who are very familiar with each other, and two broadcasters excited to accompany you in the midst of the spectacle. Calvin Keys alongside Jack Irvin. Jack, how are you doing, and what are you looking forward to in this one?
I'm doing great, Calvin. It's great to be back, and I'm really looking forward to this Mount Pleasant team. You know, they've had a great record. They're 5-1 and coming off 2 straight wins versus some very good teams, and I'm really excited to see his team compete. And they've had Drew Barbie who's coming back, and Wyatt Irvin's coming back from an injury too. And for Essexville, I want to see his team fight and compete and make it a game, you know.
I'm glad you brought that up about Barbie. Not one of the starting 5 for Mount Pleasant tonight, but he brings a lot of intensity to this team, very scrappy, brings a lot of grit. Yesterday was his first practice back from an illness that sidelined him for a week, so it'll be interesting to see how his addition adds to this Mount Pleasant lineup. Brodachuk knocking back the opening tip. Oilers in their home whites, Garber Dukes and their away Carolina Blues, and we're underway. Fed down low for Nar, handed off for Davis. Draws the foul. That's Jack Millar's first of the night. The senior also stars on the soccer pitch in the fall for the Garber Dukes. Here's Davis.
And Calvin, in this game, what I'm really looking for is to see Mount Pleasant get off to a hot start by giving it to, Gottlieb, give it to Drew Pareda or Logan Brodachuk down in the paint. And that's really how they started this game. The sharpshooters are very good this year. Don't have as much size, but are very well shooting and are very scrappy.
Not the way Davis wanted to start off his night, but Mount Pleasant will keep possession here. They've had some woes inbounding the basketball, but they'll get it in cleanly here to Davis, who had to shake loose a couple of defenders. Sends it out top for Brodachuk, who's going to pull from 3. That rattles out. Davis there to pick it up. Back out for Pareda. Down for Nar, trying to turn the corner. And referee says he stepped out of bounds. So we'll get our first chance to look at the Garber Dukes offensive setup. Coach Chris Watts likes to let his guys rely on their intuition, mostly motion plays. Trust his players to know who's open and get them the basketball. Here's Cameron Rowley. Now Millars. Circling around for Newsham. Duke's leading scorer, averaging 14 points per game. Missed that shot, and it'll go out of bounds.
Yeah, a great decision by Drew Pereira. Sees that the ball just doesn't make it, goes right out of bounds and lets it go. And it's a nice inbound.
You mentioned both teams rely on shooting. Tallest guy in the starting 5 for Mount Pleasant is the 6'5" sophomore Logan Brodachuk. And for Garber, it's the 6'4". It's the 6'4" Cameron Rowley. So both teams a lot smaller group, and they rely on their shooting. Wonder if Brodachuk will be able to exploit maybe a little bit of a height advantage down low.
And Mount Pleasant right now, they're having a little pregame jitters and not really setting up their offense as well as I thought they would. Let's see what they can do.
Nar misses the first from the stripe. Nails his second. Oilers 1 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. Nar able to break that slump early on. Garber Dukes, really time for them to try to shake the monkey off their back. They've lost 5 straight. 1-6 record right now. Their coach Chris Watts says that their record does not indicate how they've played. Lots of close games that they've stayed in against top opponents in the Tri-Valley Conference. But it's time for them to really try to get a statement win here on the road against Mount Pleasant. But that's not how they're going to be able to do it, turning over the basketball. Davis kicks out for Garber, driving in, stays with it, still has it. Pareda on the wing. Cutting in. A little bit of a haphazard pass to Garber. Oilers hang on. Brodachuk pivoting, but he traveled.
Yeah, it's been a little slow start for Mount Pleasant on offense, and that's not really what we want. I'm really used to seeing Mount Pleasant just get off to a hot start, shooting a lot of three-pointers, but right now they seem a little confused on offense.
Here's Jack Day. Millars for Newsham. Open look for Millars. He'll pull from 3. Gets it to go.
Yeah, Jack Millar is a great three-point shooter. I've been able to watch some of his games, and he can really shoot the ball from three-point land.
So Garber's up 3-1. Pareda looking to answer. Unable. 5.5 to go here in the first. Down on the floor for it. Rowley able to pick it up. Gets it back to Millars. Speeds ahead. All alone down low there was Jacek, but fumbled with it. Millars in again. Tried to dish. Gottlieb. Defensive steal. On the right side for Borodachuk. Feeding for Nar. Able to get around. Pareda doesn't like the look. Drives in. Now Davis up top. Coming in. Nar. The layup.
Great look by Corey Davis. Gets it right to Thomas Nar for a great bucket.
All knotted up at 3. 3 minutes into the first quarter. Garber Dukes at the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Nar laying out for it, and it'll be a jump ball. These two coaches, as we mentioned in the open, Chris Watts for Garber and Dan Schell for Mount Pleasant, very familiar with each other. Coached against each other for the better part of a decade. Watts in his 8th season now with Garber. Before that, he was the head coach at Bay City Western, a Saginaw Valley opponent for Mount Pleasant. Good resilience by Jacek to stay with it, and he's going to go to the free throw line now.
And you got to give Garber a lot of credit. You know, they're making life tough right now for Mount Pleasant on offense. They're showing great fight. And just like I was talking about, I was really excited to see his team fight, and they're doing a pretty good job right now.
Yeah, Garber, a team that hasn't been able to get the win so far this year, but they've stayed in pretty much every game they've been in. As Jacek knocks down the first foul shot. We compared this game to David versus Goliath. That's because Garber, not only do they play in a little bit of a weaker conference, they're a Division II school, whereas Mount Pleasant's Division I, and Garber's enrollment is about half that of Mount Pleasant's 1,100. Dukes making the hour drive east here to take on Mount Pleasant from Essexville. Pareda, corner 3, no good. With it, Newsham, the 6'1 sophomore. Poor pass down low. Pareda moving around him. Has Borodachuk, throws it up.
Oh.
Teased us a little bit. He had a slam
Almost.
on Friday night.
Almost had it.
Thought maybe it'd be the case again, but they don't ask how, they ask how many. Wasn't fancy, but got it in the hoop.
Yeah, just straight assist by Pareda.
You saw Borodachuk's eyes light up, though, didn't you?
Yeah, my eyes lit up. That's all I got to say.
Jacek, his eyes lit up with that open look, but couldn't capitalize. Now a mid-range jumper from Millars. Seeing the ball go through the hoop here early. Dukes back up on top, 7-5. Have some substitutes heading to the bench. It'll be a wholesale change for Mount Pleasant at the next stoppage. Day defending Pareda here, looking for options. And Nar draws the reach in from Rowley. Well, as we said, Garber, they've lost 5 straight, as we'll get a whole new 5 for Mount Pleasant and a couple new guys subbing in for the Dukes as well. Last loss for the Dukes came against Frankenmuth, a team that's consistently good year after year in the Tri-Valley Conference. A frustrating game, though, as the Dukes shot 60% from the floor. Frankenmuth only converted 40% of the time, but it was ultimately turnovers that cost Garber. Rolls around and in for Gottlieb.
Yeah, sharpshooter starting to heat up for Mount Pleasant.
Jack Day for Millars. Defense from Gottlieb. We know about the shooting prowess from Ryan Gottlieb, but the thing that impresses his coach, Dan Schell, the most is how he's bought in on defense, and he's a total team player. If he doesn't have an open look and he sees somebody else that does have an opening, he's going to spread the wealth each and every time. Good defense here. Man-to-man holding up strong for Mount Pleasant. It's Tacey for Jacek, who kicks it back out for Millars. Oilers lead 8-7, 2:45 to go in the first quarter, and a little bit of a teardrop there from the side from Tacey, who just checked into the game.
Great shot selection by Tacey. Sees a nice open bucket and gets a nice floater.
Drew Barbie, not to be confused with the other Drew on the team, Drew Pareda. Back for Barbie, weaving in. Almost saw that one trickle in, but just rolls out. Barbie, whose father was newly hired this season as the head coach of the Central Michigan men's hoops team. Basketball runs in the family for him, it's safe to say. Hunter Yachik. Braden Tacey. Traveling violation.
And what Garber's done too much of right now is they've been turning the ball over way too much, and they're giving Mount Pleasant way too many opportunities on offense, but Mount Pleasant also needs to take advantage of those turnovers and convert them into points.
Here's the thing, though. Chris Watt's pretty happy with his group so far, I imagine. Only down by 1 late in the first quarter. Hanging in there and even have the lead. Pareda shooting one now. That one's short. Barbie, big rebound. Trying to put it up. Draws a reach in. Coming in for the Dukes, it's the freshman, Cade Wallaker.
And Jack Millars, just got fouled, but right now he has 5 points in this game. Let's see if he can get hot and get some good points for this Garber team.
Now the big Daniel Meisner, number 50, moving in down low. That'll be a tough matchup for Aiden Klein. Much smaller, but he's still fighting for it. Meisner able to come up with the defensive board. Here's Wallaker, a youngster that Coach Chris Watts has a lot of confidence in, but still gaining more reps and experience every day, obviously. Braden Tacey, left for Wallaker. Good ball movement. A deep three-pointer off the mark. Here's Watuzik. Wyatt Irvin moving in. Count it. He'll go to the line. Irvin coming back after a brief hiatus due to injury. Looks like he's in chip shape after that drive to the rim. You mentioned the turnovers for the Dukes. That's been a consistent theme all year. One of the reasons why they are 1-6. They average around 20 turnovers per game. One thing that Garber coach Chris Watts noticed is when his team is dishing the ball to other players, he notices they're off balance or they don't have their eyes up. Have to be focused whatever you're doing on the court because the other team is going to pounce on any sort of miscue.
You're right. You got to have good ball movement on offense. That's the key to get any good offense in basketball.
Drew Pareda playing some good D on Wallaker. Day will pull up. That one too low. Meisner the rebound. Puts it in. Tied back up at 11, under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Skied ahead for Davis. That's just off the hands of Klein and out of play.
That's a Coach Shell. He's pretty upset right now. I think I would be upset too. They should be up by more in this game, but their offensive output has not been really the best considered how Mount Pleasant usually plays on offense.
Wallaker from the side rattles out. Offense a little bit out of whack for the Oilers. Can they get a shot to go here for confidence sake late in the first? They're going to look to set up a final shot as Borodachuk has it up top. Meisner's going to let him be up there. Content to let the clock run down. 10 to shoot. Borodachuk, one-on-one with Meisner. Back out for Pareda, the three-pointer. Around and out. Klein the board. And the bucket as time expires in the first quarter.
Great finish by Aiden Klein with just under a couple of seconds just to get this first quarter done.
An underachieving first quarter for the Oilers, and the Garber Dukes hanging around, only down by 2 here after 8 minutes of play.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Back at courtside at Mount Pleasant High School, Oilers leading over the Essexville Garber Dukes 13-11. Getting ready for the start of the second quarter here. It was a first quarter of miscues for both teams, Jack.
Yeah, you're right. You know, I'll give Garber credit. You know, they're playing pretty tough right now, making life tough for Mount Pleasant on offense. And right now for Mount Pleasant, their sharpshooters aren't getting going and getting a hot hand like they're used to. So they have to try to do something else and get some other points in this game. You know, try to get to Loden Broachuk, try to get some screens, some pick and rolls if you can.
You know, to Mount Pleasant's credit, talking to their coach Dan Schell this week, he said, we got the cockiness. We have the type of guys where they can see 5 shots rattle out and they still think they're going to make the next one. That's important
here. It's always
here.
great to have that.
Davis. Great job tracking back. Feeds it back for Pareda. Has Gottlieb up ahead. Underneath the hoop. Met a roadblock there. And Max Fellows rocking the polka-dotted cleats tonight. That one's going to come near to us. Corey Davis intervening.
A little scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared.
Corey Davis is a big dude, man. I mean, I wouldn't want him running into me. Wallaker's going to kick it back for Jack Day. The goateed guard bringing it ahead. Returns to Wallaker from the wing. Guarded by Watuzik. Really trying to make a statement and prove why he deserves more playing time. A very underrated senior on this team. Again, it's some really good defense played here by Mount Pleasant.
That's some tenacious
buying in from man-to-man. Air ball there. Nowhere near for Brendan Newsham. Ahead for Borodachuk. Stops up for Davis. Looking to find a lane. Borodachuk, pump fake. Off the head of Davis. Wasn't quite ready for that pass. Odd man rush if they hurry here for Garber.
Oh.
And Watuzik will take the charge from Wallaker. Well, for Mount Pleasant, you're just waiting for one of those guys, whether it's Ryan Gottlieb or Drew Pareda, just waiting for one of them to heat up.
Yeah, heat up just like a microwave. I'm really excited. I want to see it.
Mental toughness, a big attribute for this Mount Pleasant team. Even having some struggles here early on. They've had games where they've been off a bit and they've still found a way to win. Watuzik, floating one, sinks it.
Watuzik gets his first point of the game.
Here's Jack Day directing traffic. Moving to the left side. Handed off for Newsham. Evades here to Elijah Tyson. Lost it on the floor. Scrambling for it. Davis getting to it. Wrapped up with Elijah Tyson, the 5'11 junior. It'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow to the Dukes. Day to inbound. Newsham in the corner. Spinning around, looking for a passing option. Finds Tyson. Moving to the left side. Back for Day. Now Newsham again. Completely different offense for Garber without Jack Millars on the floor.
Yeah, a lot different. You know, not as much of a outside shooting team, but now they're going to try to get it inside, it seems like.
Back and forth. It's like a pendulum here for the Dukes offense. Finally a miscue from Tyson. That'll go Mount Pleasant's way. Davis to play it in. Pareda pushing it up the court. Leaves for Gottlieb, transferred from nearby Beale City High School during his sophomore year to play on a more competitive basketball team. Huge addition for this Oilers group. Pareda spinning around. Whoa, unfortunate bounce for Pareda there.
That's rare. You don't see Drew Pareda in the paint a lot.
That you do not. Day's going to look to settle things down. 5 to go in this second quarter. Home team, Mount Pleasant, leading 15-11 over the away Garber squad. Day. Newsham. trying to shake loose this pesky Oilers defense. Borodachuk tried to stuff it, didn't matter. Fellow shot short. Pareda with some steam. Stopped at the glass. That was Rowley getting back to get in the way of it.
There's been a lot of contested shots for both teams.
Depth will play a factor for both of these groups. It's going to be about whose bench players can play the best, as we're seeing a lot of rotation here early on.
Oh, great defense right there.
Borodachuk got a hand to it, wasn't enough. Keeping it here, Tyson. Another block from Borodachuk, and then there with the finish was Fellows after a possession that probably lasted about a minute and a half for Garber. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. Pareda back out for Davis. Not known for shooting it, but Gottlieb is. Hasn't been shooting it well tonight, though. Cameron Rowley. Someone that Coach Chris Watts would like to see shoot the basketball a little bit more. Off the legs of Pareda, has Borodachuk all alone. Royal flush! Get out the plungers. What a flush by Logan Borodachuk. Bring in some energy. Dan Schell loves the youthful energy he brings to his group, the excitement, and just the enthusiasm he has for this sport of basketball. He's got his bench fired up there and the home student section. Day for Tyson here. 4-point lead for the Oilers. Day looking to change that. Nothing but air on that one. Garber's going to keep possession. Irvin, Barbie, and Klein in for the Oilers. And for the Dukes, it's Tacey and Landon Reinbold checking in for the first time of the game. Day looking for options. Having trouble finding someone. Eventually gets it to Newsham. Brendan Newsham. Strong right hand by Irvin to knock it out of bounds.
You know what, you're going to see a lot from Mount Pleasant on defense this year. Coach Schell loves to run that tenacious and aggressive man-to-man defense.
Way back for Day. Had to come back for it. Testament to how tough Mount Pleasant's making it to put the ball into play. For Tacey. Spinning around on the baseline. Irvin getting in the way. Coach Schell shouting out some sort of orders to his group. They've looked pretty good on defense so far.
They're creating a lot of havoc on defense and really have made Garber turn the ball over a lot.
Tacey stops up. Day really looks like the quarterback of this Garber group. Really the heart and soul of this team. Garber frustrated right now by this defensive stand. Resoluteness from the Oilers. Down low for Jacek. Irvin stripped it. For Nar. Barbie. Reverse layup. Couldn't get it. Good board by Klein. Inadvertently missed it. Barbie, another layup miss. Oilers will keep it.
Great fight by Aiden Klein. Getting a rebound, misses it, and did another rebound that just goes out of bounds, but we'll stay here.
But those are the kind of things that catch up with you, and you're handed 3 great opportunities on a platter, and you can't convert. Another one there.
It was a great look by Gottlieb. Just contested shot, and it's tough to make those.
All alone. Tacey. Mid-range jumper. No trouble for him. Dukes draw within 2.
Braden Tacey with now 4 points in this game.
Barbie. Number 44 to number 42, Aiden Klein, the junior. Back for Barbie. Can't get the bounce.
Jeez. It's been really hard for Mount Pleasant right now to get some shots for 3.
Garber not afraid to be slow and methodical here. Newsham leads this team in points. He's been good so far tonight as he fires a deep 3. A little bit too much mustard on that one. Klein. Barbie. Bobbled it. He'll regain his composure before feeding to Wyatt Irvin. Thrown back for Barbie. Coming inside. Oh, another bad miss. Right underneath the rim. And Nar will go to the free throw line.
It's been a long scoring drought for Mount Pleasant.
Not just for Mount Pleasant, for both teams. It's been about 3 minutes where
You're
we
right.
haven't seen the ball go through the hoop. Nar breaks the ice.
Thomas Nahar now with 3 points. Let's see if he can make it 4.
This was something we talked about pregame. Mount Pleasant was heavily favored going into this game against Garber. They really need to use this as a building block, but it's tough to, when you get a little bit too overconfident, you underestimate your opponent. It provides the opportunity for them to make it an interesting game and maybe even pull up an upset, as it's a 4-point game here heading into halftime.
You're correct, Calvin. You know, I've got to give this Essexville team a lot of credit. They're playing really tough, and they're making life really tough for Mount Pleasant right now.
Especially underneath the hoop. Day, three-pointer. Not putting very much arc on that, and it cost him there. Watuzik, 22 to go in this first half. Oilers will look to set up the final shot. Pareda. Coach Shell has loved what he's done in the weight room to get in better shape and contribute to his basketball game. Trying to shake loose Day. Out for Vorodachuk. 5 seconds now. Coming in. Travels again. I believe that's the 4th or 5th traveling call against Mount Pleasant. When you step between the lines, you always have to give your opponent respect and bring your A game. And maybe that respect was a little bit lacking coming into this one.
I'll say one thing, though. Mount Pleasant is going to be woken up at halftime. I can see Coach Shell not being very happy.
Long heave. Goes off the backboard. Wasn't too far away there. We'll head to halftime. Oilers have the lead, but haven't been at their best through 16 minutes of play. They lead 19-15 over the Garber Dukes. For the Dukes, they'll probably get an encouraging message from their coach. Showed a lot of heart, determination, and played good team defense. Oilers played good D as well, but haven't been able to convert on the offensive side of the floor. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for the second half.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Touchdown, Columbia.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Carry number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Copia.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
Back on the hardwood here at the gymnasium inside Mount Pleasant High School. Oilers lead over the visiting Essexville Garber Dukes 19-15 heading into the second half. Jack, can you give us a brief recap on what you saw in that first 16 minutes of basketball?
Well, what I saw from Mount Pleasant is, in my opinion, I saw confusion. They did not seem like they knew what they were doing. I saw a couple guys run into each other. People, making, mistakes that they usually don't make. They need to clean them up, and they really need to find a spark on offense, and they had to stop the scoring drought and get a 3 and just get their sharpshooters hot and get into a big run. And if you're Garber, you got to stop turning the ball over on offense. That's the only reason why Mount Pleasant's leading is these turnovers have been way too much on offense, and it's leading to points for Mount Pleasant. But defensively, if I was Garber, keep doing what you're doing and just keep making life tough for the Oilers.
Oilers will get us started off here. Nar in the corner to Davis. Garber now. Pareda from deep. Getting the first half started off, or second half rather, started off with a bang. I think one run of play that summed up the action in the first half was when Mount Pleasant had 4 looks underneath the hoop and missed all of them. But you can see they're coming out, they're fired up, the bench is into it, and Pareda made a big 3 from the wing to get things going.
Yeah, that's Pareda's first point of this game.
He thrives from behind the arc. He's not the most athletic player you'll ever see, but he knows the game really well, and he sticks to what he's good at, offensive distribution and that jump shot that we just saw. Here's Newsham looking to answer. Gets it to Millars, who I believe has already picked up a couple fouls in this one. Corner for Day. No good. Foul on the floor against Garber. Mount Pleasant will get the ball right back. That foul was on Yachik.
That's his second foul of this game.
Senior forward, rocking the Carolina blue tonight. Garber. Pareda's going to try again. That time wasn't the look he wanted. Jack Millars through the legs. Defended by the big man, Borodachuk.
They want to ISO.
Millars cutting around. Nice move. Didn't have the finish. Borodachuk the other way. Pushed down to the baseline. Kicks back out for Pareda. Moving in and putting it in.
Drew Pareda with the first 2 points in this game. He's getting off to a hot start. Let's see what he can do.
Jack Day pushing it up the floor. Handing off for Newsham. The sophomore working in, fading away. Good rebound there by Jacek.
Nice tough rebound by Jacek to get it for a nice point.
Davis stripped to the basketball. Millar's speeding the other way. Newsham, open look from 3. Nailed it. You see a smile on his face. Getting some good karma going for this Garber group.
That's a second chance opportunity, and he finally got a three-pointer.
Another miscue for Mount Pleasant, nearly turned over on the sloppy pass from Davis. Borodachuk's going to try one from deep.
Just goes out.
Bangs around and out. Newsham from way out. That was a bad idea from the start.
Yeah, I don't really like that shot so much if it's up to me. But I like the confidence he's taking. You just got to know that you can't take really long-range shots like that.
After Newsham made the previous shot on the pass trip down the floor, that one's going to bring him back down to earth. Pareda with a guy in his face. Tough shot. Once again, maybe not the best shooting selection there from the point guard. Millar's from just inside the arc. Missed the mark. Drew Pareda looking to put the team on his back.
Great move.
Found a way.
Drew Pareda is starting to act like a microwave right now. He's getting hot in this game.
And it hasn't just been from three-point range. We don't usually see him drive to the basket that much, and he was able to capitalize. The ref was having a conversation there with Davis and Millars. Don't know what that was about.
Maybe they're saying something that, I don't know.
Maybe a little bit of trash talk going on. Possibly a chance to settle down the game and just remind the two players of good sportsmanship. You can battle hard when you're on the court, but at the end of the day, they're both human beings. You got to treat each other with respect. It's still the same matchup, though. Davis and Millars, as Newsham tries one. Second miss in a row. Jacek, big block from Borodachuk. Referee deems it was a foul. The big guy, Hunter Jacek, goes from the charity stripe.
That was Thomas Nair's first foul in this game.
Makes the first one. I got to tell you, the biggest part of doing game prep for any live sporting event is trying to figure out how to pronounce the players' names. Hunter Jacek gave me some trouble. It's spelled starting off with a J. There's a T, a C, and a Z all in a row there. Those Polish names really give you some trouble,
yeah,
Jack.
they do.
Pareda. Borodachuk. The big sophomore. Irvin. A lot of seniors on this Mount Pleasant group. Can they show that experience and resilience? Pareda nearly rolled it in. Davis finding it on the offensive glass. From 3 this time. Bounces out.
Gosh.
Speeding ahead here is Millars. Has a chance. Back out. Intercepting was Irvin, who couldn't hold on to it. He slams the court in frustration. 3:51 to go in the third quarter. Mount Pleasant 26, Garber 21. And what has been a little bit short of the perfect game of basketball for both of these groups.
Yeah, a lot different than what I thought it was going to be. So it's a close game.
Day.
Another turnover.
Turned it over to Borodachuk. 2-on-1, you know what that means. Oh, Borodachuk missing the layup. Doesn't make a mistake that time. I think after getting that first dunk, every time he's getting it on a fast break, he's thinking to dunk.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to settle down and focus on getting the points.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, don't look for the lob every time unless it's wide open.
Certainly, you know, fun at your own home court with your classmates here to try to put on a show. But at the end of the day, all that's going to matter is the scoreboard. So
true.
If you're unable to finish because you tried to be fancy, I know Coach Shell's not going to be happy about it.
He wouldn't.
Luckily, dodged a bullet. Wallaker's pass slapped aside. Irvin finding it. Yachik keeled over. Gets up a little bit gingerly. Barbie underneath.
And one.
Fouled on the process of that layup, but it didn't matter. See if his dad taught him anything about shooting free throws.
I think the officials are trying to say who had the foul. A little confusion.
They'll take a moment to get this sorted out. Garber coach Chris Watts was able to turn a struggling Bay City Western program around way back in 2007. Able to transition them from a team that struggled year in and year out to a bona fide contender. Coach Matt Costello, who went on to be Mr. Basketball, took the team on a Final Four run. So he's had some success, looking to do the same thing at Garber. Obviously not as deep of a talent pool as you have at a big school like Bay City Western. But Watts, a lot of experience with the game and able to help out these kids a lot, both as they mature as athletes and human beings. Millars looking to weave through. Doesn't like the passing look. Yachik posting up. Getting a hand in his face by Irvin.
Wow, Mount Pleasant's defense is really suffocating Garber's offense. Getting a lot of confliction on their passes.
Yachik all alone. Sinks it. Gottlieb taking it back up to answer. Hasn't really pulled from three as much as we usually see from him. Irvin thought about it, decides not to. Watuzik trying to get around Day. Out for Barbie from three. Bricks. Irvin. Gottlieb, now Davis. Spinning around. Off balance. Tough to stay within the rules when you're kind of spinning haphazardly out of control like that. Uncharacteristic for Davis.
And going back to Coach Watts, he coached a very good player, Matt Costello, who ended up being a very good player at Michigan State. And it's just great to see what he's been doing at Garber the past couple of years.
Deep three from Newsham, very short again. You love to see the confidence from the young sophomore. But at a certain point, you got to be able to use your better judgment to know that that's not a good shot to take.
Yeah, they got to stop turning the ball over. Now it's another turnover for Garber. They really just need to stop with those.
Barbie will shoot two here. Drew the contact. Minute 56 left in this third quarter. It's an 8-point lead for Mount Pleasant. They'll look to extend it to double digits if Barbie can go 2 for 2 from the strike.
That's Hunter Yachik's third foul. He's got to watch out. He's starting to get into foul trouble.
Barbie makes the first one. Garber coach Chris Watts doesn't just develop his players in the basketball side of things, also just develops them as people. Started the Dukes Can Do program, which sends players to the 3 lower-level schools in Essexville to help out teachers. He said it's very important to use your platform as a varsity basketball coach to impact the lives of elementary school kids. And the high schoolers who go to spend time with them are definitely impacted as well. Just really a special program and a cool thing to see in the basketball community.
Yeah, it's always great to see that, Calvin. A program that really supports their community and a community that backs them, that's just great to see.
Meisner's going to get on the board. Not many people are going to be able to hang with him in the post, I can tell you that. Big presence. Not the quickest, but if you give it to him down low, he's going to deliver the goods. Barbie, tough shot. Misses. Irvin finding it. And he conceded a foul, so Garber gets the rock.
Another scoring drought by Mount Pleasant. Let's see if they can get back into this game and get some spark on offense.
We were hoping in this second half Dan Schell's frown was going to turn upside down, but it hasn't so far. Wallaker. Rowney. Newsham. Trifecta. You love to see him having fun playing the sport of basketball. There's just always a smile on his face when he makes those big shots. And that's the kind of enthusiasm you love to see on the hardwood. Barbie. Potential for his second three-point play of the night.
And that's Newsham's second three-pointer in this third quarter. That's another and one by Andrew Barbie.
You wondered if Barbie was going to be a little bit tentative away from the court for a week, sick at home. Obviously, that has a big impact on a young man, both physically and mentally. Hasn't showed any signs of rust. He's been arguably Mount Pleasant's best player here tonight.
So far he has the most points in this third quarter.
Misses the free throw. Mount Pleasant up 7, 45 left. Newsham. Off the rim. Smart play by Max Fellows to throw it off the defender and keep it. I don't know if we can get a camera shot possibly of Fellows' shoes that he has on, but there's some polka dots there. I don't think I've ever seen any basketball shoes quite like those.
I thought you got those customized.
A flashy player being recruited as a wide receiver and defensive back by Michigan State University. Basketball is his third sport. Also throws a 90-mile-per-hour fastball on the diamond.
It's always great to see those two-sport athletes. Doing more than one sport really helps develop your game and be a better athlete.
Not just a two-sport athlete, a three-sport athlete, Jack. Has a sport for each season out of the year. Rowley, another multi-sport athlete. Star on the soccer field. Wallaker. Trapped down low. Got a decent shot up for how many guys were surrounding him. Klein's coming ahead. Barbie, corner three. Yes.
That's what you want right there. Get a big three-pointer going into halftime, make it a 10-point lead for Mount Pleasant.
Buzzer beater to end the third. Mount Pleasant extends to 10. As you said, Jack, they'll look to cap it off with an even better fourth quarter.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
10-point game here. Mount Pleasant up 38-28 over Garber. The teams have both cleaned up their act a little bit for this second half through 8 minutes of play, but Garber hanging around. If I had to sum up this game so far in one word for either team, for Garber it's been resilience, sticking around, making some tough plays on defense, playing some hard-nosed basketball. For Mount Pleasant, during the first half it was discombobulated, and then slowly getting some of that execution back in the third.
And Mount Pleasant, their leading scorer in the third quarter was Barbie with 9 points. He's really gotten a hot hand and has gotten going in this game.
Tacey, Millars, he'll try one. Unsuccessful. Scrambling, tiptoeing that half-court line.
Yeah, almost backcourt.
Remarkable agility by Millars. Thought for sure he would go over, but stayed on his tippy toes. Jack Day. Patience again here. Tacey, a really good feed to Yachik. Fights off Nar. Comes for Borodachuk. Doesn't have anyone with him. Still trying to beat everyone underneath the hoop. That one off the front iron. Garber getting it back. Those are the kind of moments where you see a little bit of the inexperience in the getting ahead of himself. There's Borodachuk. It was 1v4, but he still tried to force it.
Yeah.
Got to slow down and look to use your teammates on opportunities like that. Make the most of the possession. Arced over for Millars. Working on Davis, who will stay with him. Great D. Doesn't matter. Millars will put one over him. Elijah Tyson just shushed the student section on the bench. Nar tried to reignite them, missed it, and then foul against Borodachuk. They're going to say it was a push. Or no, it was not against Borodachuk. I believe that was against Jack Day under the hoop. Pareda gets the ball back in his hands. Oilers looking to correct their inbounding woes as Klein's going to get open. Missed that uncontested shot.
And that was Hunter Yachek actually on that foul. That is his 4th foul, so he's going to come out of the game. You know, you got to give him a rest. He has one more foul from fouling out.
Millar's 3 wouldn't go. Yachek kept it in play and then draws the foul. Hunter Yachek was speeding for that basketball to keep it in. Almost went down the tunnel underneath the bleachers. That's how fast he was going. Couldn't stop his momentum.
There's a great effort by...
And then by Hunter Yachek, and even better effort, he was all the way off the court, came back, got the feed down in the post, and then drew the foul. Really just a competitor. Seeing that competitiveness in number 1 as Chris Watts having a chat with the official. Yachek misses the first. Gottlieb will come in for Aiden Klein. Having an interview with Chris Watts earlier this week, it was really remarkable. He talked about his biggest coaching mentor, Dean Lockwood. He's the current associate head coach with Michigan State's women's basketball team. It's been a lifelong friendship. Lockwood was Watts' basketball camp counselor in 7th grade, evaluated his game, told him to keep in touch, and that they did. They still stay in contact to this day, and they often go out to lunch and talk basketball. Pareda. Cash money from 3-point range.
Another big 3-pointer by Drew Pareda.
D'ing up now on Day. Millars busts around Pareda. Draws the reach in. 11-point advantage for the Oilers. Still a lot of time left with 6 to go. Probably time for Garber to turn up the intensity a little bit, take a few more risks, and try to get back into this one.
Try to anything going on offense, try to take a 3 and just try to get your offense going, really.
Newsham had some room to work with. He took full advantage.
Just put it up there and made it.
Converts on the 3 with a guy in his face. Davis. Borodachuk nearly ran into Pareda. He'll find him now. Drew Pareda answers the bell. Ding, ding.
Drew Pareda with 2 straight 3s.
Can Millars generate some magic of his own? Newsham showing why he's the leading scorer on this Dukes team as Tacey keeled over Nar. No call. And finding that one was Reinbold, who made no mistake on the glass. 9-point advantage to the Oilers. Pareda turning the corner. Falls to the court, had his shot blocked. Drew the foul. Pareda, a guy who in his past few years of high school wouldn't have had this amount of energy to get up and down. Watching him on the JV team, or even when he was younger, you'd see he'd get winded a lot, but you can tell he's really put the work in. Definitely in the best shape of his basketball career, and that's enabled him to be an even better player than he already was.
Yeah, anytime you get conditioned or do anything when it comes to weightlifting, you're going to see the results take effect, and he's done a great job of that.
In the past, Coach Shell said that he had to beg Drew Pareda to go to the gym. Now he has to beg him to leave the gym so we can close up shop and head home. Here's Day, the anchor of this Essexville team. And there was a shot that was no good off the hands of Jack Millars. Pareda. Borodachuk all along the lane.
I saw it, Kelvin. I saw it. He was about to dunk it.
Reinbold wasn't going to let that happen. Not if the 6'4 sophomore had anything to say about it. Nonetheless, Borodachuk will shoot 2. I'll be interested to see if he can convert here. These foul shots are big down the stretch. Brodachuk, not the greatest free throw shooter on this Mount Pleasant team. Remember when I was talking about Dean Lockwood, Coach Chris Watt's mentor earlier on? He's a Bay City native, coached for 4 seasons at West Point, for 15 seasons at Tennessee under their legendary women's basketball coach, Pat Summit.
Oh, legendary coach.
Coached them to 2 national championships in 2007 and 2008, 7 SEC championships, and he was the post position coach. One of the star players that he coached, one of 5 future WNBA first-round picks that were under his tutelage, was current Chicago Sky forward Candace Parker, who, fun fact, first woman to ever dunk in an NCAA basketball game.
Yeah, no, Pat Summit has done, I think she's the winningest coach out of all men's and women's, which is, she's done a great job she did a great job at Tennessee, establishing a dynasty.
Her win percentage was .870. That's phenomenal. Rarely lost a game. Lockwood was a part of that. Gottlieb looking to be a part of the effort here. Draws the contact from Wallaker. Got to say, impressive what this freshman has done. He's not shying away from the contact. Has some real determination to his game. Hasn't got on the scoreboard too much tonight, but a key part of the ball movement and what Garber's tried to do on offense so far. Gottlieb, on the other hand, not a guy we expect to miss from the foul stripe.
Yeah, double-double here.
Hopefully I didn't jinx it. Commentator's curse strikes again. What can I say? Barbie. Great feed to Brodachuk. Gottlieb. Uncharacteristic miss, but he'll find it.
Great job following your shot.
That's the buy-in right there. You miss the shot, but you stay engaged. You find the basketball and dish it to your teammate. Wallaker tries one. Makes the bucket from 3-point range.
As soon as you think Garber's out of this game, they make a big shot or a big 2-pointer or a big 3, and really that's what's kept them in this game. Only 11 points down.
Gottlieb chest pass to Irvin. Brodachuk, he'll try one from the corner. Barbie. Garber needs to do something to combat 44 because he's been automatic on the offensive glass tonight. Here's one from Newsham. Just rattles out. Brodachuk the rebound. Ahead for Gottlieb. Through the legs. Returns to Gottlieb after Brodachuk had it. Drew Barbie. Missed it that time. Upset with himself they didn't convert. Wallaker looks to stay hot. Break out the umbrella. Wallaker's making it rain right now, Jack.
It's a big 3 by Wallaker. He's made 2 straight 3-pointers, and Coach Shell is taking a timeout. He seems pretty upset. As we'll take a timeout with 2:24 left in the fourth quarter with just a 10-point lead for Mount Pleasant.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
That's why it's dead.
Back at Mount Pleasant High School. Heading down the stretch here. 2:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Mount Pleasant hasn't been pretty, but they've amassed a 10-point advantage. And for Garber, it's now or never. Have to get something going. Tough to play from behind, especially in the sport of basketball. Mount Pleasant, a team that's really good at sticking with their lead, playing with the lead, not letting the other team back into the game. So they'll look to shut the door on Garber here. Important to make your shots and not give your opponent any chance to crawl back into the game. Pareda working on Day. Great feed. Watuzik all alone. Rolls around and out of the hoop. Wallaker pushing it up the floor. Landed on top of Garber, who's in some discomfort.
Charging.
Takes the charge. Hopefully Ryan Garber can shake that off and continue to play here. Looked like he was in some pain, but mental and physical toughness is an attribute that's heavily instilled by Coach Dan Schell.
And that is Cade Walters' third foul in this game.
Not a lot of time left. I imagine they're not going to take the youngster out now. Garber chucking out for Borodachuk. Drives in. Soft little finger roll. Daintily put it through the basket.
Another great assist by Mount Pleasant.
Wallaker for Newsham. Has that really interesting shooting form where he kind of throws it up there, but it's worked for him. Wallaker, you know who they're going to. Newsham in the corner. Bangs out. Watuzik has some speed. If he's smart, he would hold up. Able to make that layup. Tough shot, but he made it look easy. Davis gives up another foul. What's that for him so far tonight, Jack?
That is 3 fouls now for
fouls.
Corey Davis.
Couple of guys racking up the infractions.
And if I was Garber, you got to give them credit. They're losing this game. You got to give them credit. They came into this game. Not a lot of people thought that this game would be this close. I thought it was going to be more of a blowout, but you got to give them credit. They've made life tough for Mount Pleasant. They really made them work for this game.
Mount Pleasant up 14, a minute to go. Oilers, with this win, should improve to 6-1. Garber driving in. Davis. One of the easiest baskets he'll probably score in his high school career. Had me a little bit excited for a second. Coach Schell said that Davis is one of the guys who routinely throws down in practice, so I was hoping for a little magic there.
And that's Corey Davis' first point in this game.
Says a little something about his game when hasn't been able to put points on the scoreboard, but Coach Schell still relies on him because of the intangibles and the defensive prowess that he brings.
He's really got great character.
Newsham. Tough shot. Didn't get it to fall. Always difficult to sink it when you're turning around awkwardly like that. Corey Davis to Ryan Garber. They'll let this clock run out. It's going to tick down. 57-41. The final score here. Oilers get it done at home. Shaky start, but they're able to recover, find footing, and take down the Essexville Garber Dukes by a margin of 16 points. Thank you for joining us here tonight on the NFHS Network. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by the Mount Pleasant School Broadcast Program. Calvin Keys, Jack Erden on the call. Nick Malish, Landon Mars, Brianna Onstadt, Johnny Smith behind the scenes. Thank you to everyone for tuning in and everyone who made it possible here tonight. Oilers come out with the win. And on behalf of everyone here at the GI Tech School Broadcast Program, have a great Tuesday night.